Today we are going to learn how to draw cubes using one-point perspective, and we're going to use a terminology that's associated with perspective. It's linear perspective. It's an organized system for creating the illusion of 3 dimensions on a 2-dimensional surface. So our 2-dimensional surface will be our paper. We have to have a pencil, we have to have a ruler, and we're going to use our paper in the horizontal format like this. Okay? The first thing we need to do today is create a horizon line, and a horizon line is where the earth meets the sky. For our purposes today, that is going to be what we would call eye level. When we are cutting or drawing our line across our paper, you should always measure twice and cut once. That means we're going to put our ruler on the edge of our paper here, and you're going to line that ruler up with the 0 at the top. This is our constant edge, and this is our constant edge. You're going to measure from the top. This paper is 8.5 inches from this point to this point, and I need you to make a little horizontal dash mark at the halfway point. So half of that is 4 1/4. So I need you to make sure this is lined up. It's on the edge of your paper, and I want you to put a little dash mark right there at the 4 1/4 mark. Then I want you to slide that ruler down over here on the other side of your paper. Make sure that your 0 is right up here at the top. Bring your pencil down here and put that mark right there again at the 4 1/4 mark. So we measure twice. You're going to line up these marks that you just made. Spread your fingers out on the ruler like this so that it doesn't move around on you. And then from one edge of your paper to the other edge of your paper, your lines should intersect the mark that you made, and this is your horizon line for us today. Now I need you, we are going to make a rectangle or a square depending on how yours turns out and the width of your ruler if you're not using this one. So what I want you to do is line your ruler up with the edge of your paper again, right on the edge. Make sure that this is at the 0. And I want you to drop a line, just one line from the 1 to the 2. You're going to go from the 1 to the 2. And then you're going to find your 3 1/2, and you're going to draw this little line to the 4 1/2. So from the 3 1/2 to the 4 1/2. And then you're going to drop this line from the 6 to the 7. From the 6 to the 7, and you should have something that looks like that. I want you to line your ruler up against those marks you just made. Make sure that your 0 is at the top of your paper. Here, it's lined up with these lines you just made, and then I want you to drop the same lines. 1 to the 2, 3 1/2 to the 4 1/2, 6 to the 7. You have a little ladder thing going on. Then I want you to connect these lines so that you have a little square or rectangle. You have one above the line, one on the line, and one below this horizon line. I said we are using one-point perspective. The point is called a vanishing point. This is the point at which things seem to disappear. They don't really. Think of railroad tracks going off into the distance. We know that they don't really get closer and closer together, but the way we see space, that's what it looks like to us. So where all your lines converge, you have these converging lines, that's where they all come together they're all going to come together right here on this vanishing point. So if our lines always have to go, they're going to go parallel to each other, or they have to go to the vanishing point. So from this point here on my square, I'm going to make sure that it's lined up to my vanishing point, and I'm going to draw that line right here. And I'm going to do that for all of these squares, and you will see that your lines should all meet at that point. Ideally, they all end up literally on top of each other right here. We only do 2 on this one because it's on eye level, so we can't see the top or the bottom. And then we're going to do the same for this one. Okay. This line here is our horizon line, and now our cube is going to overlap it. If it kind of confuses you, you can just get rid of it. You don't really need it anymore or right now. Okay. So now I don't want these to go on and on into infinity. I want to cut them off. You can cut them closer, farther apart, however far down. Today, we're just going to use the width of the ruler. Line it up right there. And we're going to go from this line to this line, this line to this line, and stop. Messed up there a little bit. And when you get to another line, stop. This one, you only have that. That's all you have on that one. And then on this one, I'm lining it up again here. I go from here to here and stop. Now I'm missing a couple of lines. This one is done. I do not see the top or the bottom. I'm missing one that goes where this line meets this line, and I'm missing this one. I'm missing the bottom and I'm missing the top. I can only go parallel to another line or to my vanishing point. So this line is part of this line. I'm going to take my ruler and put it up here on that line, and I'm going to travel down, travel down, travel down, and I'm going to draw my line across here. It is parallel to that line, and that is the bottom of my cube. I'm going to do the same for this one. There's the top. I need to make the top. I'm going to travel up, travel up. When I hit that line, I'm going to draw my line across, and those 2 lines are parallel to each other. And that's how we make our 1-point perspective cubes. To shade it, let's say that the light is going to come from this side. We're going to fill these in pretty dark on this side because that's the farthest away from the sun. And fill that in. And if I do it really dark on this side, I'm using the side of my pencil. It just goes a lot faster that way. But really, really heavily leaded on that side. And then I'm going to do the same here. And I'm going to do the same here. And this really makes your cubes look dimensional. And like I said, it's all an illusion. We've just created these 3-dimensional looking cubes on a 2-dimensional surface using linear perspective devices, parallel lines, and vanishing points. So I did this one, the bottom and the top, a medium shade, and then I'm just going to very, very lightly fill that one in, and that one in, and there we go. And we're just going to leave it like that. So that's how you do a 1-point perspective cubes above, on, and below the horizon line.